Well, thank you for joining us on a Thursday evening. I can see out my window. It's completely dark outside, so it must be time for caching in the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the Great Pacific Northwest. We're going to talk about caches and cachers unique to this little corner of the country. So while you're deciding which fork to use to open the ammo can, we'll be caching in the Northwest. But you know, we can't do this until we bring in our ill-mannered monkey. Some say he chews with his mouth full, and others say he uses the improper hand for flinging poo. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Hey, yes, he is called the Land Monkey, and I don't think we're really going to get into any of those other topics that you just mentioned moments ago, but we are going to talk tonight about geocaching etiquette. But before we do that, we have a few things we'd like to go through with you, lovely listeners. And the first is to thank our new supporter of the show, GeoNav Pros. Thank you very much, GeoNav Pros. Not golf clap. There we go. Very nice. We also want to thank our faithful ongoing Denali level supporter, worldcaching.com. And stay tuned a little later for a new contest announcement sponsored by worldcaching.com. Now, folks, if you want to know more about supporting this great podcast, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. All right. Well, like we said, we're going to talk about geocaching etiquette, and I can see the chat room is already going crazy with geocaching etiquette suggestions. You guys are awesome.
It's a flutter.
It is all a flutter. It's a glow.
Ooh.
Right. And speaking of being a glow, let me tell you what, folks. Caching in the Northwest has a badge. That's right. A souvenir-like badge to spruce up your geocaching.com profile page. If you submit a glow or geocaching log of the week, and we choose to use it on the show, you can have a glow badge of your very, very own. All right.
So whether you wrote it or you just read it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. Send an email to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can always call into 253-693-TFTC, or you can use that voicemail tool on the website and show us just how you glow. Now, this week's glow we have submitted by friend of the show, Die Monkey. It comes from the cacher I Can Quilt. They write, unless there are major downpours or snow tomorrow, I'm planning to attend an event with my muggle hubby and looking forward to meeting some crazy cachers. Okay, so
we know some crazy cachers.
We are some crazy cachers. Well, you're crazier than I am. And as far as caching, I'm going to stop there. It's not going to get better from this point on. So I'm going to give you guys a laugh at my expense. Because you are fellow cachers, you will understand my enthusiasm and how anxious I was to meet some cachers from across the pond. The following is the log I had all ready to send today. Sorry we missed you guys. My muggle hubby was looking forward to talking with you and wanted to hear your accents. We did get to pick up a couple of caches while we were down there, and we each enjoyed a nice hard cider drink. Also went to HQ to drop off a travel bug. Thanks for the non-event event. We stayed until 1, and there was no sign of you guys. So I headed over to HQ to drop off the travel bug I had picked up earlier in the day, just to drop it off there. I mentioned to one of the lackeys how I had been stood up by you, and how maybe you got lost, had a hard time finding parking, so many reasons. And you'd probably show up later. She said, I think that event is next month. Oh man, talk about feeling dumb. Well, Muggle Hubby got to laugh at me, and we headed home. Thankfully, it was an easy drive back today, which is not always the case. And we have another meet and greet this evening. You guessed it. I double-checked the date. Not sure how to work out coming next month. We will see. So there you go. Have you ever gone to an event on the wrong day?
I have to confess, I have done that. I have showed up for a Sunday event on a Saturday and wondered where everybody was for a little while until, reconfirming, looking at the event page again, going, oh, you know what? That's not today. Let's go geocaching.
Exactly. Yeah, I've done that. Well, go to leave and I was like, oh, wait, that event was last week. I've missed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually go the other way.
One. I've just been really, really early.
Well, isn't that nice? Did you help set up tables?
Yeah, I did at the Timmy's. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, folks, thank you. Thank you very much, Die Monkey, for sending that in. That was a lot of fun. And folks, if there is a glow log or let's say a milestone cache event or any other thing that you want to share with us that you're celebrating or that you think is moderately interesting, we want to hear about it. So why not call it into 253-693-TFTC and share it with the entirety of the podcast listening NorthWest geocaching community.
The entirety of them. Wow.
The entirety. All of them. All the things.
You must listen to all the things and find all the caches. Speaking of all the caches, do you have any idea how many caches there are right now?
7.
I would guess 3 million.
Oh,
maybe 3,000,007.
I didn't go over.
That's true.
Like Price is Right, right?
Ding, ding, ding. You're the winner.
All right. So 3 million. Okay.
3 million. As of now,
Probably
there are officially 3 million active geocaches hidden on planet Earth. It'd be interesting to see how many inactive are still hidden out there. This is a big moment in geocaching history. What's even more amazing is it happened because of the collective effort of millions of people. They speak different languages, live in different countries, but they share one thing in common. They all live on planet Earth and like to geocache.
Well, that helps.
Okay, I guess that's a couple of things. The milestone belongs to the geocaching community. Cache owners, your creativity and inspiration makes this game unlike any other. Geocaching is what you make it. Finders, no one would bother hiding a geocache if you weren't there to find it. Your smileys and thoughtful logs, or we like to call them glows, make owning a cache worthwhile. And premium members, you support the tools needed to connect millions of players to millions of geocaches and to each other.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Community volunteers. Your commitment to the geocaching community is exceptional. From publishing caches to translating content, moderating the forums, and so much more. The game would not be the same.
Thankless job in geocaching, moderating forums.
Oh, man.
Just say it.
That's a tough job. I appreciate all the forum moderators. Thank you very much.
Well, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have been informed earlier today that it is Volunteer Appreciation Day. So
is it?
So a shout out to any reviewers and other volunteers who might be listening to this podcast, including one we know for sure is in the chat room. So
our resident reviewer?
That's right.
The Bear of Skookum.
That's the one.
So there's a 3 million geocache souvenir. All you have to do, yeah, I know. All you have to do to earn the souvenir is find one of the 3 million geocaches or attend an event on April 22nd and 23rd. Now, we're recording this as of April 20th. So that's 2 days away. That's this weekend. Go out this weekend, find a cache, attend an event, and you can earn that wonderful 3 million geocache souvenir.
Be one of the cool kids.
Start Cacher asks, is there a way to see how many active accounts are on geocaching.com? And no, that's one thing geocaching.com keeps pretty close to the chest, the vest there, is they don't release the number of accounts. So,
well,
the resident reviewer says thank you.
Sorry?
Thank you very much. The resident reviewer.
Very nice. One way, if you want to get a sense of, it won't give you It won't give you the total number of active accounts, but it'll give you a pretty good approximation of the people who relatively seriously play the game. Is cacher stats. I think it's called cacher stats.
Yes. There are ways to go and look at it, but geocaching.com does not submit.
You won't get the official correct number,
right?
But you'll get pretty close. All right. Anything else? Well, speaking of April 22 or 23 and souvenirs, anything else you want to share with us, sir?
Why, yes, I was doing some other work. Let me just jump right in here. April 22nd through the 30th. That's a whole week. It's coming up. In fact, it's coming up probably, if you're not listening to this live, you may have missed it, is the Cash In, Trash Out week. So geocachers around the world are gathering to clean up their game board, which we like to call Planet Earth. There's also a story here from KDRV in Medford, Oregon. It says Medford Ashland.
A recreational vehicle. I like it.
Ooh, I like that. Medford, Ashland, Talent, Phoenix, and Central Point are all gearing up for Bear Creek Cleanup Day. Cities along the path noticed that trash is a big problem for the Greenway and decided to team up under the Rogue Valley Council of Government to keep the sections of Bear Creek maintained. The Rogue Valley Council of Governments has organized local businesses, schools, churches, and service groups to take part in a stewardship day to help clean up trash along the path this Saturday.
It sounds like something like the science fiction movie, the Rogue Valley Council of Government.
Of governments, plural. Yes, it's kind of a federation of governments, of cities, shall we say. I bet that could grow to planets one day, but we'll never know.
All right. So once again, I've taken you offline.
So anyway, this is also Saturday. Some of these news articles come out so quickly, it's hard to, doing just a once a week podcast to get them into the cycle. Maybe we should do a podcast more often. Are you up for a daily podcast?
Why not?
A bit of NorthWest daily news. I'm not. Let's not do that. I like that. You just jumped in. Okay, we can do that.
Sure. Well, it's the same way that you plan, geocaching.
You never know. Exactly. Oh, the article goes on to say one of the organizations assisting Central Point's area of Greenway is SoGeo. I love that name. A geocaching program based in Southern Oregon. I think it's a 1.5 mile stretch that we're going to meet, break into 2 groups and attack it from both sides and just spend an hour or 2 walking the trail, cleaning it up, and keep it looking good, said SoGeo founder Alex Smith. Part of what geocaching does is we really like to take care of our game board, the Earth. We love the Greenway. We've biked on it, we've hiked on it, and there are plenty of caches hidden along the trail. The cleanup will be happening Saturday, April 22nd, which also happens to be Earth Day. City officials are urging anyone who wants to get involved in the cleanup to contact their local Parks and Rec department.
There you go. So, hey, while we're talking about CETOs and getting out there and volunteering, you can even get more rewards than just a souvenir for attending a CETO event. Let me tell you, worldcaching.com is putting together a CETO pack, a little prize pack for you for our April CETO contest. Now, all you need to do is for every CETO event you participate. Now you've got a whole week of CETO events coming up here. And for every single one that you participate in, you get an entry to the contest. All you have to do is send us at Caching NW, send us your attended log, not your will attend. We know what good intentions are and where they pave a road to. Send us your attended log entry for the event or events, plural, sometime during the month of April for CETO events. And, the more events that you've attended, the more entries you get. Submit that entry by emailing feedback@cachingnw.com and use the subject CETO, CITO. And again, to be eligible, your entry must be in by midnight, May 10th, 2017.
There you go.
That sounds like a contest.
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, you get a whole package of stuff. How can you go
It's
wrong with that?
rewarding to do the Sito, and you can be rewarded.
That's right. And, you know, of course, you don't do it because you get rewarded. You do it to help.
Yes, right. That's why I do it.
You know what we forgot to mention?
No, what did we forget to mention?
As we were going along, somebody may have noticed that one host isn't here this evening.
Oh, who would that be?
Wait a minute. I know this. No, that's going to be Wits End. The infamous Wits End, as some will say.
Yes.
He is traveling this evening. His travel plans changed, as travel plans are wont to. And as a result, couldn't make it for the show tonight. So Wits End, travel safe. We hope to see you next week, if you're not too tired.
All right. So all is good. Just changed up travel plans.
Exactly.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Well, yes, and definitely Wits End. Travel safe. We miss you. All right. We have a little bit more news that was shared by Wet Coaster. We just thought we would bring that into the show. It's a bit of an older story, but it has a relatively current twist in the sense of CETO and environmental awareness, etc. The Pacific Lamprey Geocache Project. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that before, but it combines recreation and conservation. So the story goes on to tell us that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service released 4 handcrafted Pacific lamprey geocaching travel bugs to engage the public in learning about Pacific lamprey and regional partnership efforts to conserve the species. Sean Connolly, a biologist with the service's Division of Fishery Resources in Portland, Oregon, came up with the idea 2 years ago when he found a travel bug while geocaching with his son in Central Oregon. He says, "We found a handcrafted wire fish with a special tag that had really beautiful Native American art on one side and a special code on the other side." He said, "I looked up the code, learned what it was, that it was a geocaching travel bug that had a special mission, and a light bulb went off. He was inspired and worked with his colleagues to create a carved wooden lamprey travel bug with a scannable quick response code. He gave them the mission that native lamprey have been completing for approximately 350 million years. That is to migrate."
Man, those things live a long time.
Yeah, they do, right? That's a pretty old fish. The 4 travel bugs were dropped near Orofino, Idaho, Toppenish,
Mm-hmm.
Toppenish, Washington. I have no idea.
Ilwaco,
Washington, and Portland, Oregon. That one I knew.
Portland. Yeah, you got it. You're good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was helping.
All 4 have specific missions to follow upriver or downriver virtual journeys. The service worked with the Pacific lamprey conservation partners, such as the Yakima Nation, the Nez Perce tribe, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and the Oregon State University and Washington Parks and Rec, to establish key visitation sites along the mission routes. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever seen a lamprey and knows what this particular 350 million year old beast looks like. They are butt ugly.
They are ugly things, aren't they?
They serve a purpose. They were created for a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and they're here. And conservation efforts should definitely be supported. But man, I don't have much love for that fish. I just gotta tell you.
That is one ugly animal.
All right.
Well,
so So Chris, why don't you tell us what the Pacific Lamprey Geocaching series is about?
Well, I would love to tell you what the Pacific Lamprey Geocaching series is about. However, it looks like our video may have frozen for the people watching live, and we apologize for that. They're still going on and on in the chat, which is making this really quite interesting. Somebody said it was Wet Coaster. Is this one of the quality programs that they always talk about? Yes, it is.
Enjoy.
Who else said, I'm not comfortable with the way Land Monkey is staring at me?
Well, I do my very best.
That was Team Finn. Land Monkey is staring at me, and I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sweet dreams.
Okay, Pacific Lamprey Geocaching Series. It's a series of 6 mystery caches located throughout the Chehalis River Basin. You solve the puzzles for these 6 caches and enjoy finding the caches at each location. And I could go ahead and read those, but you can look for yourself. It's simple. There's 2 questions. One for the north coordinate, one for the west coordinate on each one of the cache pages. And they provide web links to get the correct answer for each question. I thought that was kind of nice. And then once you've answered the questions correctly, use those coordinates associated with the correct answer to go find the caches.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds like fun. Get out there and find them geocaches, guys.
Yep.
All right. That's a lot of news stories this week. But it's been fun.
Yeah.
Some neat stuff. Thank you for everybody who submitted content to tonight's show. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all you guys in the chat room who are continuing to submit content. That's awesome. We love it. Hopefully the video has unfrozen, but I have no idea because my video is just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, we are going to talk about tonight's topic now. And our topic tonight is geocaching etiquette, or as I like to call it, how to not be a complete jerk to everyone else.
And this is a man who would know. So some important caveats. First, opinions of the monkey are not necessarily those of Caching in the Northwest or its affiliates in management. Second, if you actually enjoy being a jerk, this probably isn't the episode for you. So have a lovely evening or whatever, you jerk.
Okay, bye. All right, you guys. So I thought what we could do tonight is we'll split this up into, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 key areas.
I got that many fingers.
Yeah, as do I. So that works out well. And each of these areas we could probably talk about for their own shows, and maybe sometime in the future we will. So we love hearing from you guys about it, and any of your thoughts, please let us know. But we're going to focus tonight on 4 topics, which are cache placement, cache logging, cache maintenance, and wait for it, FTFs. Ooh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to do one more chat.
Okay. What's going on?
IHAM wants to know if we ask Land Monkey about throwdown caches, will he break out of his frozenness?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, there are many other areas we could discuss about geocaching courtesy, but that should be plenty for tonight.
So you had said cache placement is one of the areas you want to start.
Yep.
Now, we are going to talk about some of the rules of geocaching. So we brought in our resident reviewer and had Skookum Bear take a look at these items, and he put some feedback in there, which is probably really good because I don't think there's anybody online listening to us live at the moment. So
there you go.
We'll start with cache placement. Reviewers can only do so much. They can't usually visit ground zero before publishing a cache to make sure everything's going to be as awesome as you think it might be. So, reviewers, as Skookum Bear says, simply don't have the time or enough gas money to go and visit every site, every ground zero of every cache they publish. So what you need to do as the cache owner when you're placing a cache, be as descriptive as possible, and then cut them some slack if they ask you stupid questions like, have you spoken with the landowner? Or for caches that are adjacent to private property, do the neighbors know? There's very likely good reasons that they're asking these things. And again, Skookum Bear says, reasons like, will the homeowner call the police when he sees somebody lurking in their driveway?
There's that. All right. Yeah. Those are definitely some good things to keep in mind when you're planning where you're going to place the cache. Another thing is try to always use the cache placement mantra of, why am I bringing someone here? Think about it. Is it a location that you personally would actually enjoy visiting? And if not, then perhaps consider placing it elsewhere. Again, Skookum Bear weighs in and says, from the caching guidelines, and he quotes, when you go to hide a geocache, think of the reason you are bringing people to that spot. If the only reason is for the geocache itself, find a better spot. There you go.
I like that.
Pretty
Yeah.
straightforward.
So there's probably no reason to bring the people to the Walmart parking lot just because there isn't a geocache there.
Yeah.
Cache saturation in some areas can result in you have a feeling that you have to place a cache in a less desirable location. Maybe
Now,
that
is that
Walmart parking lot, right?
Is that when the log sheet gets wet? Cache saturation?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's when the O-ring is broken on the container there and the water fills up and you dump it out.
Okay.
No,
So every cache in March.
that's cache placement saturation when, there's just really no other place to hide it but this, shall we say, less than desirable location. Remember, you don't have to hide the cache. You can go find another spot. It's okay. Exactly.
Hey, so let's talk a little bit about logging. And I notice as I'm doing that, the chat room, I don't know if you guys can't hear us or if just the video is frozen. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully you can still hear us. But other than that, we're going to keep moving along here for the benefit of the of posterity of the audio recording. And we're going to talk about logging here. So again, as you all know, we do encourage the GLOWs, the geocache log of the week. We love the great stories of your adventures on your way at or leaving geocache locations. But remember, not every log needs or necessarily warrants a GLOW-worthy log. And sometimes the experience is, well, shall we say, subpar?
Isn't that good in golf?
Yes, it is in golf. Yeah, but we're not playing golf.
Oh, right.
Now, folks, instead of sharing your passionate displeasure in the cache, the ground zero or the cache owner in the log, we encourage you to vent in a more private manner on those topics and use helpful, constructive language in your log posting. How is that?
We're not saying you should lie. Oh, this was the best cache ever. However, if you're expressing displeasure in maybe the condition of the cache or, perhaps the placement, make sure you keep it family friendly. Remember, what you write are going to be read by little ones. Be a role model, not a steamroller.
Nice.
Do they actually use steam in the rollers anymore?
I don't know.
But you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Don't be a bully. Don't be a cyber bully.
That's right. Err on the side if you don't have anything to say, write TFTC.
You don't have anything nice to say? Yeah, isn't that what Mom always said? If you don't have anything nice to say, write TFTC.
I don't know. Maybe is that why I get so many TFTC logs?
From your mom?
See, now you're getting into not family friendly talking about my mom.
I talked about your mom nicely. I said she writes TFTC if she doesn't have anything nice to say. All right. And I have met Chris's mom, and she is a lovely, lovely person.
I think so, too. There
you go. And you know what? Our resident reviewer weighed in on that one as well. And he said to make sure you read the logs that you do get. This is a really good point. Make sure that they're showing up in your email inbox instead of your spam folder. Often they will have important notes on the condition of your cache, including, DNFs can actually be helpful sometimes too. So why don't we talk about maintenance?
I think we should talk about maintenance.
I think that's a good segue as we talk about DNFs and condition of your caches. So, listener, you have accepted the responsibility of creating a fun experience for people by putting a geocache out. Hey, we get it. Things happen. Those geocaches don't stay in pristine, wonderful condition all the time. It does take a little time and to do some maintenance. So we encourage you to take that time and, see who's hanging around your new cache location at different hours of the day and night. A quaint little park can change to a danger zone at night in some neighborhoods. It sounds like you may have some personal experience around this.
Yes. You look at it during the day and you go, oh, that's nice. You look at kids are playing, and then you go out at night and you go, nobody should ever go to this park at night. So try to deploy caches in areas that you can reasonably and plan to visit should there be a problem with the cache. I've seen many cache locations turn into homeless encampments, and it wasn't that way when the cache was hidden. So, if you found a great spot, maybe somebody else did too and moved in afterwards. Hopefully your finders will let you know when the atmosphere around ground zero has changed a bit.
That's a really good idea. All right. Where are we at? Sorry, I was over participating in the chat room there.
The chat room is just outrageous this evening.
That's awesome.
Yes. But it's almost too much to follow.
You guys are crazy. We need to have an executive producer on this show who just follows the chat room for us.
Oh, there you go. Wet Coaster says, let's archive a cache. Anybody have one ready? Yeah. And that made us both laugh.
Yes, that's where I weighed in with I can neither confirm nor deny whether a cache archiving party is a good idea.
That's right.
I'm just going to step away from that one because I've had my own experience with that. All right. You guys do whatever you want to do. All right. Hey, some more advice that we have is if you get the email from your reviewer, your cache has been under the weather email or notice, you may have gotten one of those before. I've gotten a couple of those before. At least acknowledge that message. Then schedule a time when you're going to be able to get to ground zero. If you can't manage the maintenance, then, perhaps it's time to seriously consider whether archiving and retrieving that cache is a good idea or not. Was I not paying attention? Did you already cover this?
No. Was I not paying attention? No, you're exactly right. This is the right spot.
Okay, good. It's just you had that look on your face, and I was just doing that. Oh, where am I?
This is just my face. This is the only look I have.
All right, so Skookum Bear, he's got a new name. Skookum Bear weighed in on that one and said, if you need more time than the 30 days the reviewer usually gives you, post a write note on your cache page mentioning that fact. Health issues, travel plans, heavy snow, whatever. The reasons you might not be able to maintain it are many. Just make sure that you do maintain it when you promise to. So yeah, I think that's just all, good cache maintenance etiquette there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We all do have things that pop up in our lives, and cache maintenance may not be the most important thing at the moment. So as we've suggested, by responding to the email at least, or responding to the replying to the log by posting your own write note log subsequent to it, the reviewers will know that you're alive and you're still interested in geocaching.
How many needs maintenance or needs archive logs have you seen on caches and nobody ever responds to them? The cache owner never responds, and the reviewers have to come in and say, hey, I think this cache needs to be archived now, and goodbye. So, just at least respond, let them know that like Land Monkey said, you're alive and you can do this. So, now we're going to have to bring up a topic that's divisive, shall we say, in the geocaching community.
It's too bad the live stream isn't working too well right now, because this would be a great time for people to be participating live in the chat during this particular topic.
This particular topic is FTFs. Nothing brings out the best in people like a bit of friendly competition.
Was that friendly with air quotes?
Yeah, it brings out the best in people. Actually, some of these FTF parties, or when you get a bunch of people getting together at a newly posted cache site, are actually a lot of fun. Get out there. Yeah, they can be. They can be a little competitive, but you never know.
I've met lots of great caches that I hadn't previously met before at quote unquote FTF parties, and when you all try and show up, and I don't do a lot of FTF hunts anymore. Every once in a while, if there's one that's close enough to the house, I'll give her a go. But if there's something that we would ask you guys to do, it's consider others who are also interested in FTFs and log your FTF online at your earliest opportunity. It's just courtesy.
It really is courtesy. I'm a big fan of posting an FTF, the log, as soon as you can. Most people who are going to be doing FTF in this day and age are using cell phones for it, right? You're getting an alert, you're running out, you're finding it.
In your underwear.
In your underwear, in your socks, with your bunny slippers.
Take a selfie.
Yep. No, don't. We don't want to see that. But, post that log as soon as you can, because if I see that and I think, oh, nobody's found this, I'm going to go out in my bunny slippers, and I get out there and I'm second or third or fourth to find, I'm grumpy.
Grumpy bunny.
Yes, because I've gotten my brand new white bunny slippers dirty running out to the cache.
Not cool.
And have you tried to clean bunny slippers? Not fun.
I have not, but I have tried to clean bear cub slippers, and it's also difficult. So yes. All right. Well, yeah. So the corollary position on this is that sometimes people will need to wait until the end of the day to log, and I get that. You may not have, you may not actually be logging by smartphone. You may be
right. Not. I will give you that. Not everybody has a smartphone, or maybe you're out without data coverage. There's a myriad of reasons, right?
Sure.
You've left your cell phone in the cache. It's nice for the second to find. But yeah, there are a myriad of reasons you can't post an FTF log right away. I'll give you that.
Right. But, at your earliest reasonable convenience. So I guess what I'm saying is don't intentionally not log your FTF online to bait people, because it's just mean. Log it as soon as you can so that others who may be interested in trying for the FTF don't get their bunny slippers dirty.
Don't get your bunny slippers in a bind.
That's right.
Now,
yes,
Skookum Bear also commented on this. He goes, sometimes it's better not to log it right away, because more people will go out and try for that FTF if they see it hasn't been logged right away. That creates a little energy, and, maybe it will coerce more people to go out and visit the cache within the, first several hours. So I see that as a valid point.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a valid point, but I don't know.
Right. I don't agree with it, but it's a valid point.
It's
not the viewpoint of this podcast.
There you go. Well, you know what? While we're talking about FTFs, let's go to a more positive aspect of FTF etiquette, the concept of the shared FTF. Now, folks, if others are helping you search, but you happen to be the one lucky enough to actually make the find out of the whole group that's, searching different areas, different potential little ground zeros all in the same general spot, offer a shared FTF. You can have multiple people log an FTF. It's okay. It can be done. And it doesn't cost you anything. What it does.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
No, please.
I was just saying, what it does is it gains the respect of others.
Yes. Caching respect. That's geocache street cred. Yeah.
Geocache street cred. That's right.
Yeah. Or trail cred, actually.
You clean that off your bunny slippers.
Yes, exactly. Those white ones. Anyway, sharing an FTF. I feel that if I go out and, it doesn't matter what cache we're looking for, even if it's a brand new one, or not a brand new one. Sorry. It's one that's been out there a while. I'm not going to look in the same area you're looking in. Right? I'm going to spread out a little bit. There's no reason for two of us to look behind the same bush. If it's not there, it doesn't matter how many eyes look at it and see it's not there.
Exactly.
So my point of view is, you know what? I helped you eliminate other areas where it wasn't when you found it where it was.
Right. It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. So even though, I didn't actually lay eyes on it first, I helped by eliminating areas where it wasn't and allow others to focus on where it actually was hidden. So that's my viewpoint on team finding caches. Thank you very much. And as said earlier, the opinions expressed by the host of Caching in the Northwest don't necessarily represent the supporters and management.
You're all entitled to your opinions, even if they're wrong.
Don't even. I mangled that whole thing.
All right. Well, you know what? I think we've covered this topic off well enough for tonight. We lost all our live listeners. We're sorry that the Googles have conspired against you all, but you can download and watch this on YouTube later tonight. Or tomorrow or the next day. Goodness, probably on until Google shuts down YouTube, whenever that might be. All right. But anyways, you know what, dear listeners, it is time for a little caching in the Northwest, caching clickbait.
Ooh,
that's right.
Clickbait.
Ooh, clickbait. That's right. Guys, here's what's coming up next in the next few weeks on Caching NW. April 27th, we're going to have episode 196. Oh, it's getting up there. That episode will be geocaching.com talking about cache number 3 million.
Ooh, 3 million. I've got to go find more.
Yeah, there you go. May 4th.
Isn't that a special day?
Yes, it is. Episode 197, Discover Utah Geo Tour folks are going to join us and talk about the Utah Geo Tour that Mrs. Landmonkey and I were just participating in recently. And may the 4th be with us on that episode.
Wow, I like that one. Oh, May 11th, we're going to have Geo Mother's Day. This is going to be a very special episode you're not going to want to miss. May 18th, we're still working on a topic there. We've got a couple of people that we're working to try to fit their schedules in. And May 25th, are you ready for this? Episode 200. Folks, on May 25th, we're going to do episode 200 of Caching in the Northwest. And if you haven't listened to every one, I would head on over to cachingnw.com right now. Queue up your pod catcher with all of the episodes, because there's something that you're going to find interesting in one of those 200 episodes.
Yeah, I'd at least start from maybe about 25 onwards.
19 is the first one you were in, Land Monkey. So maybe start from there.
There you go. That's funny.
Oh, so until next week, and we have actually live viewers, where can people find you on the interwebs?
On the interwebs. Well, folks, the website is landmonkey.blogspot.ca, but we would highly encourage you to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LandMonkeyGC. We're constantly posting pictures of our different places we go and explore and caches we find and all the fun that we're having, and try and make them interesting and innovative and share something that maybe you haven't seen before. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LandMonkeyGC. You can follow us on Facebook if you search Team Landmonkey. And of course, the videos have started coming back out again on YouTube. Just search Landmonkey on YouTube and you can see our 10,000th geocache find is our most recent episode. Now, Mr. Chris of the Northwest, how
That's
would people
me.
find you?
Well,
What is you?
I would start anywhere you can search for Caching NW. You could do that on Twitter. You could do that on Facebook. You could do that on Google+. You could do that on the whole of the interwebs by going to cachingnw.com. In fact, when you go there, do a /hosts or click on the hosts.
Please don't
option.
slash the.
You don't slash the host. That would be bad. Don't be a host slasher.
That would be poor etiquette.
Yes. Oh. Well, if you go to cachingnw.com, cachingnw.com, about every 2 weeks, I don't know my own website, okay? I get my own website wrong about every other week. Cachingnw.com.
Well, you do 2 podcasts back to back every Thursday night, so I'm cutting you a lot of slack.
Oh, thanks, man. I need a lot of slack. Go to whatever website I already mentioned and read about our bios. Find the links that we talked about, maybe some we didn't talk about, those secret ones.
Yeah. Ooh, there's secret ones there.
The secret links.
That sounds like fun. All right. Well, folks, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Remember that you can be a part of the show. Call 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, ask a question, or fax us a Timbit any time of the day or night. And, of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Also, remember that your support helps to keep quality shows coming. It also might fix Google. If you like this show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. The show is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2017 by Chris Umpenauer. Now, folks, make sure you stay tuned for a very brief. It'll be a brief after show since we've lost our live viewers for tonight due to Google evilness, but we'll cover a couple things here.
Well, we got some questions before the people got cut off, and we really don't know what happened. However, since the stream is up and running, we're just going to, run with it. Broncos Fans for Life asked, did Land Monkey finish all 29 counties in Utah?
What a great question. So we got started on it, and we did all 12 of the southern counties in Utah. So the entire south has been covered off, and we're planning to go back again and tackle the north on one or two different trips later this summer and as late as next spring if we have to. But there's patches involved, and anybody who knows Mrs. Land Monkey, if there's patches involved, she's getting all 29 counties. It's going to happen.
Patches? We don't need no stinking patches.
Oh, she does need the stinking patches.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Are patches more motivating for Mrs. Land Monkey than geocoins?
Well, patches are unusual for geocaching. So she is a patches collector. Every time we go to a different park or city or visit somewhere new or experience something new that has patches available, she gets them. And we have this huge blanket in our house that she sews them onto. And the blanket has, very nice stitching in the middle that has our names and says this is our adventures. And then surrounding that in a growing circle are all the different patches of different places that we visit. So it's a really cool thing that she does. I love it. And so she's always on the lookout for them. So when we found out that there was a geo tour that not only offers a geocoin, but in addition offers patches for every county, all 29 counties, it was done. That we're doing it.
Now, is that on display at Land Monkey Geocaching headquarters?
Not yet, because it's still somewhat of a work in progress. But I don't know. Maybe the May 11th podcast, we could even possibly talk her into talking about that a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
With the Geo Mother's Day.
The Geo Mother's Day episode. We'll see. We're not sure what's going to happen that episode yet. It's all up in the air.
It actually is all up in the air. Brylang also posted in a FATAS that geocaching.com posted an infographic this week saying that the community of active geocachers is 7 million strong.
There you go. I think that answers the question from earlier in the show.
Exactly.
Thank you, research department.
Interesting. I'm looking at this infographic myself. This is currently 360,000 geocachers are also cache owners. On average, they own 8 geocaches. 37% of these cache owners have been playing the game for over 5 years.
That is very interesting. Those are interesting stats. We'll have to thank Rock Chalk for making those available.
Yes, 585 million found it and attended logs have been recorded since the game started in 2000. And
That's a
almost
whole lot
22 million favorite points.
on one cache.
Yes.
That's cool.
There are more active geocachers than the population of Hong Kong.
Interesting. And that's a well-populated area.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Well, hey, did you have more?
Oh, there's a
You
whole
got-
lot on this infographic. I missed it somehow, so this is very interesting. Sorry, I'll stop reading on the air.
Okay.
I'm just going to read to myself. I might whisper because I have to read things out loud sometimes, and that's just the way I work. And this doesn't work
Sure.
really well in a podcast.
All right. Well, there was also a comment, Fatas, that GeoNav Pros didn't donate enough for us to go to a daily show. So
When I
guess-
mentioned maybe we should just do this on a daily basis.
Yeah. That's cute.
To which
And again-
Breiling replies,
Yes.
there are 3 hosts on Caching in the Northwest. To go to daily, they can take turns. Each person records twice a week, plus they get together on Thursdays. You know what's scary? Is he put thought into this.
Yeah.
I just threw it out there. Yeah, sure, we'll do a daily show. We'll only have to do it twice a week and then get together. So we would have to be on air 3 times a week. Can you do that?
Maybe. I don't know. I have other social media stuff that I enjoy doing with my videos and everything else. So I don't know. To be a
You've got 4 days a week to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
What else do we got?
well, there's one more thing from Team Finn, and wants to know how to properly or correctly pronounce the letters CITO.
I think you just did it.
CITO. I was spelling them out to get away from Kaito or Saito or Sito or Kata.
Yeah, I think that was
Sunny.
what's that from Podcasters. Is
Exactly. Kata. Katao.
Uh,
Katao.
I will encourage people to pronounce it however you want, as long as you get out there and help.
Exactly.
You can even say it stands for whatever you want. I mean, Dear Geocache guy says it stands for crap in, treasures out. So
Wait a minute.
not necessarily a recommended approach, but Dear Geocache guy.
Dear Geocache guy. How does he stay in business?
I don't know.
He's seen new popularity lately.
Yeah, it's with Sito rolling around, he got a little spike in popularity. Plus, I've heard a rumor that there may be new filming of a new episode soon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've got the inside scoop on that guy.
Well, you just have to let us know then.
I will when I
Uh,
hear more.
In the Q&A several
Yes.
moments ago, Limex says, carry on, Chris. We're having a great time here. All the people in the chat that for some reason lost the video, lost the live feed. They just kept on going.
Good for them.
It's good to have a community.
Yes, and we did actually have a question there as well, was asking if there's such a thing as a throwdown show. So
Oh,
if you go to find the podcast show and it's not there, can you just throw one down?
Yeah.
I think that's what people were pretty much doing for themselves in the chat room anyway. So
Oh.
good on you.
we've done a throwdown showdown, but I don't think we've done a throwdown show.
There you go. If you ask Wits End, that's what every episode is.
Oh,
So,
there you go. Oh, he'll be
Anyways.
back next week. It's not quite the same without him.
it's not. We missed the mustache with the mustache.
Oh, interesting. Yes. He's the host with the most mustache.
You got that too.
Well,
All right. Well, wrapping it up, buddy.
and as I always say, until next week, get out and clean up caching in the Northwest.